Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up tonight, Colin Powell, the first black U.S. Secretary of State, has passed away.
Also tonight, natural gas users' prices are on the rise.
And that's really caused a lot of concern.
But first, Nebraska farmers facing yet more hurdles. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. The pandemic and a strike at John Deere have many concerns.
And we're not talking not only farmers, but shoppers as well. More than 10,000 John Deere employees went on strike last week all across the country. The union rejected an offer that included higher pay and benefits. The demand comes as John Deere is expected to record profits of nearly $6 billion this year.
They want to keep all the money in their pocket for their shareholders. The CEO continues to get massive raises, and it doesn't add up when it comes to what they offer to us.
The company, known for its iconic green tractors and other equipment, hasn't had a walkout like this in more than 3 decades. So the question arises, what does this strike mean for Nebraska?
Will it affect farmers and suppliers here at home? Channel 8's Alexis Ganeski has those answers for us tonight as we cover Nebraska.
Nebraska farmers have struggled to get farming products on their soil since the beginning of the pandemic. And now these walkouts are just adding to the concern some farmers are facing about the effects long term.
Supply chain disruption just really became more of an issue for us as we talked about parts and chips for combines, tractors, implements of all kind. Now with the continuation into the potential for some of the strikes, that concerns us longer term in regards to building for next year's equipment.
We're about halfway through harvest season in Nebraska, and a shortage in farming equipment has caused some local farmers to change where they get their supplies at and how they do their jobs. A supply and demand issue brought on by the pandemic has caused for some serious delays in the big equipment you see crawling the fields of Nebraska.
We've got producers that have had combines on order for quite some time that are using year or 2-year-old combines just because they couldn't get the parts for a new combine to finish out the build for them.
The concern lies with the unknown. Future parts and repairs for the upcoming planting season in April, early May could take a hit and leave farmers with old equipment and technology. Also, John Deere employees now on strike for higher wages could stall those products even longer if the walkouts continue for the foreseeable future. All of this mixed in with a pandemic that has caused farmers to pay more out of their pocket.
The supply chain disruptions has really caused a lot of input prices to go up. So as we look at fertilizer, as we look at seed, chemicals, that whole disruption worldwide has really caused those prices to go up. And so as we look at 2022 in our planting season next year, our input prices are going to be way up compared to this year. And that's really caused a lot of concern.
If things keep going the way they are, you could possibly be spending more money on some of your favorite groceries in the future. Reporting in Roca, Alexis Ganeski, Channel 8 News.
Yeah, on top of all of that, like you heard her mention, the supply chain disruption in California is also rising prices at the grocery store.
Recently, consumers have seen a 5 to 10% increase on some products like produce and meat to toilet paper and, of course, at the pump, gasoline. Natural gas prices are also on the rise.
They're up by nearly 5% here in Nebraska just in time for cold weather. So while you can't make the price magically drop, there are things you can do to keep your bill within reason each month. Seal up doors, windows, electrical outlets, and any place where that warm air can escape and cold air can come in, because every little bit counts.
And it's a commodity, right? So as supply is lower and demand is higher, that price is going to go up. And that's what we're seeing in the market right now. And it affects, all aspects of the market as an energy source.
If you're a Black Hills customer, you can use their budget billing program to distribute your cost out over the whole year.
Well, let's get to Chief Meteorologist John Dissauer now for a first look at your forecast. And John, breezy.
That's right, breezy today and warm. Temperatures feeling more like a September day than an October day for sure. Temperatures this afternoon climbing into the middle and upper 70s, even approaching 80 degrees in a few locations. I'll show you temperatures. First, the view outside right now from Lincoln at Honda of Lincoln. You can see we've got some clouds beginning to stream in. We've had a lot of sunshine throughout the day. That is beginning to change just a little bit. A couple little bands of clouds are moving from southwest to northeast right now across the state. We'll likely see a few more bands coming through as we go through the evening and early nighttime hours. hours, turning skies partly cloudy at first, but then we will turn it over or make that, we'll see clear skies as we go through the overnight. Winds are gusting out there upwards of 30 to 35 miles per hour. You can see 35-mile-per-hour gust as of this hour in Grand Island. It's gusting to 30 right now in Lincoln as well as in Wahoo, and 31-mile-per-hour gusts in Aurora. But take a look at the temperatures as of this hour, sitting at 72 degrees in Lincoln, 73 degrees in Beatrice, and 74 degrees right now in Aurora. We made it all the way up to 76 degrees, make that 77 degrees this afternoon in Lincoln. For the rest of this evening, we'll see partly cloudy skies around, 65 degrees at 8, only 62 degrees by 10 o'clock. We're going to have a mild night tonight. Winds will stay up just a little bit, and we've got an even warmer day coming tomorrow. We'll talk about just how warm it gets and a cold front that's coming our way when that passes in my Storm Alert Team forecast.
All right, talk to you in just a little bit, John. Thank you. All right, some national news now. A man who spent his entire adult life serving his country has died.
Officials announcing today Colin Powell passed away.
All of us here are fortunate enough to work in an institution that Secretary Powell has shaped, and one that continues to reflect his tremendous legacy. Speaking for myself, as a child of the late Cold War and the first Gulf War, I remember thinking there could be no leader bigger, no leader greater than someone like General Powell, whom we now know as Secretary Powell, at least in this building.
Powell died today of COVID-19 complications. He was also battling cancer and Parkinson's disease. President George W. Bush chose him to become Secretary of State, the first black person to represent the U.S. on the world stage. He was also the first to be chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
This afternoon, I talked to former U.S. Senator and veteran Bob Kerrey to get his thoughts on Powell's legacy.
I just think if you're looking for somebody that in some ways overachieved, and he overachieved because he was simultaneously humble and mission oriented. He liked to get things done, and he didn't mind giving the credit to almost everybody but himself. The country will miss him. The country Americans should feel grateful that that we had him in our midst. I mean, he just was a terrific human being and American all the way down to his gene code.
A veteran of the Vietnam War, Powell spent 35 years in the Army and rose to the rank of 4-star general. He was 84 years old. And the death of Colin Powell is spotlighting the potential dangers of COVID-19, particularly for those in high-risk groups.
And as the holiday season approaches, the CDC has recommendations on how to protect those most vulnerable and help prevent another winter surge. Camila Barnell has the latest.
The death of former U.S. Secretary of State Colin Powell serving as a reminder of the continued threat of COVID-19. Powell's family says he was fully vaccinated but suffered a rare breakthrough case. Powell's longtime aide telling CNN he was also battling Parkinson's and multiple myeloma, a form of plasma cancer that suppresses the body's immune response.
General Powell represented our most vulnerable population in this country.
Only 1 in 26,000 fully vaccinated Americans, or 0.0004%, has died of COVID-19, according to the CDC, while the risk of dying from COVID-19 is 11 times higher for unvaccinated adults, underscoring the importance of getting the shot.
We get vaccinated as healthy people, in part to protect the most vulnerable among us.
As the rate of new infections continues to decline, health experts warn against complacency.
It's so important to get vaccinated for the good of the community to keep the level of infection down.
The CDC releasing guidance Friday recommending all eligible Americans be vaccinated and continue wearing masks indoors, particularly in areas with high transmission and around those most at risk, like young children who are not yet eligible for the vaccine.
When you do that, there's no reason at all why you can't enjoy the holidays.
I'm Camila Bernal reporting.
And some good news and bad news when it comes to the local COVID-19 numbers at Bryan Health.
And the bad news over the weekend, there were 7 deaths at Bryan Health. But the good news, they say, they're seeing fewer patients hospitalized. The numbers they're seeing now, they haven't seen those this low since mid-August. On Friday, the hospital reported 64 patients, but today that number has dropped down to 53. In more national news now, jury selection in the Ahmaud Arbery murder trial began today.
Arbery, a black man, was chased and killed while on a jog in a Georgia neighborhood back in February of 2020. His mother is speaking out about the trial.
It's been really a long, hard road, but I'm thankful that I will be there. Every day his name is called in court, I will be there.
3 men are accused of Arbery's murder: Travis and Greg McMichael and William Bryan. They accused Arbery of a series of break-ins in their South Georgia neighborhood. All 3 have pled not guilty to all charges.
On a much lighter note this morning, we learned that the king of country music is coming back to Pinnacle Bank Arena.
I'll be bucking into county fair. Amarillo, I'm on it. Amarillo, I'll be there.
We could do the two-step if we weren't sitting here at the desk, right?
Oh yeah, I love George Strait. That's right, he's coming to PBA next year on April 23rd. Tickets go on sale October 29th at 10 a.m. on Ticketmaster. Asleep at the Wheel will be the opening act. You can find more information about the concert and other artists coming to Lincoln on our website, klkntv.com.
And coming up next, we have more information about the missionary kidnapping that happened in Haiti that includes 5 children as young as 2 years old.
The latest after the break.
Ready to
To the latest on that mass kidnapping of American missionaries in Haiti and the urgent effort to get them released.
Get this, 17 people, including 16 American missionaries, 5 of them children, have been abducted after visiting an orphanage. Now the U.S. government is getting involved.
Haitian police are now pointing to a notorious gang, 400 Mawazo, known for brazen kidnappings, as the main suspects in Sunday's abduction of 17 missionaries from a U.S.-based organization. Today, the U.S. government in regular contact with senior Haitian authorities as new details emerge. Christian Aid Ministries in Ohio confirming that the 16 Americans and 1 Canadian being held hostage includes 5 children. They were all on their way back from visiting an orphanage on Saturday when they were kidnapped. Today, a Haitian bishop living in Ohio calling for the release of the missionaries who he knew, saying they were doing important work.
We had a school, an orphanage, and we feed the population.
The Haitian government saying 400 Mawazo has not made a ransom demand so far. The same gang is believed to have kidnapped French priests and nuns in April. The victims were eventually released, but it's unclear if the $1 million ransom was paid.
These are hostage takings that are for ransom. They're for money.
The recent surge in kidnappings comes as the country continues to recover from the turmoil of the assassination of Haitian President Jovenel Moïse in July, and the 7.2 magnitude earthquake in August, which killed over 2,200 and left tens of thousands of Haitians homeless. That disarray contributing to a rise in gang violence, and officials estimate gangs control half of the capital city of Port-au-Prince.
The president has been briefed and is receiving regular updates on what the State Department and the FBI are doing to bring these individuals home safely.
According to the Center of Analysis and Research in Human Rights, during the first 6 months of this year, there were at least 395 kidnappings in Haiti, compared with 88 during the same period last year. Ike Ajachi, ABC News, Washington.
In other national news now, we want to let you know that there is an Amber Alert for a missing 3-year-old child in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, as the suspect for his mother's murder has been found dead.
Major Harris was last seen Thursday morning, and his mother was found dead later that day outside of a home on the north side of Milwaukee. Now here's a picture of him. The Amber Alert again activated over the weekend as police believe the boy was with Jaheim Clark, who was a person of interest in the homicide of his mother. On Sunday afternoon, investigators found Clark inside a home where he took his own life, but the boy remains missing. The vehicle police believe Clark had used has not yet been located.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist John Dessauer.
Take out the wind. I think today was actually a very nice day with temperatures climbing into the middle and upper 70s. It's our 3rd consecutive day now above normal. And guess what? We've got more to come, as much as another day tomorrow and several in my next 10-day forecast. It's interesting, though, because we've had 83% of the days so far this month above normal. This is currently the warmest October, at least the warmest start to October in 10 years, and currently ranks in the top 20% warmest October days since 1887 in the capital city. Taking a live look right now from Beatrice, we can see there are some clouds beginning to move in. This is from Schoen's Roofing. So we'll see a few bands of clouds moving through as we go through the rest of the evening hours, and then as we go through the overnight, skies will clear out. Now right now it is still very mild outside, 72 degrees in Lincoln, it's 73 in Beatrice, same in Friend and York. It's 74 degrees right now in Aurora. Take a look at the winds. They are gusting out of the south-southeast, 30 miles per hour in Lincoln and Wahoo. We've got 31 mile per hour gusts Aurora, 35 in Grand Island, and 32 mile per hour gusts out in Kearney right now. And it's really the eastern half of the state that are seeing the stronger winds. We look back to the west, and there's a couple areas of low pressure back out to the west, but this system out into Wyoming right now will spread through the area Wednesday morning and will bring with it a chance for a couple light showers later tomorrow night. Maybe a stray shower early Wednesday morning, but it will definitely bring some cooler temperatures our way. You can see as we go through the rest of the evening, just a couple bands of clouds coming our way. All the precipitation continues to hold out to the west. So for this evening, it's going to stay mild tonight. We're not going to cool off very much. 66 degrees by 8, 64 by 10, with a southerly wind out of at 8 to 14 miles per hour sustained. We're only going to see our temperatures dropping into the upper 40s to lower and maybe even some mid 50s. Forecasting low of 53 in Lincoln and 53 degrees for tomorrow morning in Beatrice. Now, as we go through the day tomorrow, I think we are going to see a fair amount of sunshine around the area. Let's look for mainly sunny skies. By noon, temperatures already surpassing our normal high temperature this time of the year, which is in the middle 60s. As we head towards the afternoon, temperatures start to climb into into the upper 70s. And I think some of you may even hit 80 degrees tomorrow afternoon, which is not terribly unheard of. The latest 80-degree temperature that we have in the course of the year, at least in Lincoln, goes back to early November. So we still have the potential for some 80s, but tomorrow I'm forecasting high as 79 degrees in Lincoln. We could hit 80 in Beatrice tomorrow, 80 in Hebron, 78 for a high in Grand Island, as well as in Hastings, and 76 degrees in Kearney. Winds are also going to be strong tomorrow, so it's going to be kind of a breezy day with winds gusting at times 25 to as much as 30 miles per hour. As you'll notice, by 5 o'clock, winds still 24-mile-per-hour gusts in Lincoln, near 30-mile-per-hour gusts in Beatrice as well as Hebron, and a little less as you head a little further to the north and northwest as we head in towards Tuesday evening. Tuesday evening will bring a chance for a few light showers late Tuesday night and early Wednesday morning as this system swings through the area. You'll notice colder temperatures coming in behind it on Wednesday. We may struggle to get out of the 50s Wednesday afternoon. Calling for 59 for high Wednesday with mostly cloudy skies. It will be on the breezy side as well. 60 degrees on Thursday, 62 degrees on Friday, so high temperatures just a little bit below normal for this time of the year. Right now for the weekend, not looking too bad. 67 Saturday. There is a chance for some rain Sunday morning. I wouldn't change any plans just yet over that. I think probably a few more things will change as we go through the week, but as of right now, we've got rain in the forecast Sunday morning and then breezy conditions next week of highs back into the upper 70s by next Tuesday.
All right. Thank you very much, John. Let's take a look at Wall Street now. Split day, the Dow falling 36 points while the NASDAQ is up 124. Here are your numbers. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source.
Tonight, remembering former Secretary of State Colin Powell, his life, historic career, and legacy that will impact generations of young people. More Americans turn to World News Tonight with David Muir, the #1 newscaster.
Finally tonight, a suspect leads police on a destructive high-speed chase on a tractor, and the whole thing is caught on camera.
Jeremy Roth has more in tonight's Take a Look at This.
Police in Queensland, Australia released crazy video showing a suspect using a front-loader tractor for an attempted smash-and-grab motorbike theft. The suspect made off with a pair of stolen bikes dangling from the large vehicle, but when officers caught up with him, things got even wilder. The suspect dropped the bikes and took off in the tractor, leading police on a dangerous and destructive high-speed pursuit through residential streets.
Stand by, he's on 2 wheels.
Off-road through fields.
He's just broken the gates.
And through a rail yard, at times weaving on and off the train tracks.
Stop all trains, mate. Get onto them. Stop all trains.
Eventually, the road race became a foot chase as the suspect abandoned the tractor and canine units found him in a creek where he was taken into custody.
Hands in the air now. Good boy, mate. Good boy.
Police say the motorbike business sustained heavy damage, but thankfully no one was injured in the wild chase. From bad dudes taken down under, to weird dudes buried down 6 feet under. A unique grave site in Vermont is attracting all manner of looky-loos just in time for the Halloween season. You see, the 100-plus-year-old gravestone was built with a window to see in and to see out. I've heard of requesting a burial site with a view, but this is ridiculous. The story goes the site's occupant, a doctor, had an extreme fear of being buried alive. In addition to designing the grave with a window, the man was reportedly buried with a chisel and a bell in case he woke up in grave danger and needed to break out. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Well, you know what? You have to have all your bases covered.
Yeah, you got to
right?
be prepared, I guess.
Let's get a final check of the weather with John.
Still a little windy outside. We'll keep the winds as we go up through the overnight hours. I don't think it's going to be terribly gusty, but we'll keep some sustained upwards of 15 miles per hour overnight. It's also going to be mild this evening. We'll keep partly cloudy skies up to probably right around midnight or so. Then we'll start to see our skies clearing overnight. 65 degrees by 8 o'clock, 62 by 10. Low temperatures will only be in the 50s tomorrow morning.
All right, we're dropping quick. Thank you, John, and thank you all for joining us.
World News is coming up next, and then we'll see you right back here at 6 o'clock. Have a good evening.
With the Channel 8 Eyewitness News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
Stop by Comfort Made Mattress Factory today and save up to $500 with our bigger bed, smaller price sales event. Locally owned Comfort Made Mattress Factory, 27th and Superior.
Closed captioning on Channel 8 Eyewitness News is brought to you by Christensen Hearing Analytics.
Mark your calendar for the Sportsman's Raffle this weekend at the